Imagine the horror of waking up in an unfamiliar place with a stranger snuggled up close. Your heart pounds in your chest like a drum, your breath quickens and your mind races. You're stuck in the hazy boundary between the world of dreams and the startling reality. The room is alien, the bed, unfamiliar. You feel a weight, an intrusion, a presence. You turn, expecting maybe a pile of pillows, but instead, you find a man, a drunk man, a stranger, spooning you in your sleep. The terror that grips you is primal, immediate, but you are frozen, locked in the iron grip of fear. Then, the unthinkable happens. The man stirs, mumbles something unintelligible, and then, mercifully, he leaves. He stumbles out of the room, leaving you alone with your pounding heart and racing mind. A wave of relief washes over you and you draw a shaky breath. The danger has passed, the threat is gone, but the fear lingers, a chilling reminder of the vulnerability of sleep and the potential horrors that can invade our peaceful slumber. A wake-up call that was both unsettling and bizarre. Forests hide many secrets, but sometimes they nearly witness a tragedy. Picture this: a seasoned hunter with years of experience under his belt is out on a typical day in the woods. His eyes, honed to spot the slightest movement, catch a glimpse of a fox. Or so he thinks. As he slowly raises his rifle, the adrenaline coursing through his veins, he sharpens his focus on the unsuspecting creature. The forest, once bustling with sounds, falls eerily silent, as if holding its breath, waiting for the hunter's fateful decision. But something's not quite right. The fox seems off. With a sudden jolt of realization, the hunter lowers his weapon. His heart pounding, he squints to take a closer look. The fox is actually a person, wearing a fox hat, blissfully unaware of the near catastrophe. Relief floods through the hunter. He's shaken, but grateful for that second glance, that moment of doubt. The forest resumes its rhythm, the secret of the near tragedy remains hidden, and the hunter walks away, a lesson learned. A chilling reminder of how a simple mistake can lead to a heart-stopping moment. There's nothing quite like the fear of the unseen, especially within the confines of your own home. Picture this: a quiet evening spent in a familiar setting, the soft hum of the television playing in the background, the comforting scent of dinner still lingering in the air. Suddenly, a voice cuts through the tranquility, an unfamiliar sound that sends a chill down your spine. This voice isn't just out of place, it's entirely unexpected, the kind of voice that makes you question your sanity, that forces you to pause and listen, straining your ears for any hint of the unknown intruder. It's a voice that doesn't belong, a voice that has no source, a voice that fills the room yet seems to come from nowhere. You exchange a glance with your sibling, the shared terror reflected in both your eyes. Together, you rise from your seats, the comfort of the couch now a distant memory. With each step you take towards the source of the sound, you can feel your heart pounding in your chest, each beat echoing the rhythm of your mounting fear. You search every corner, every shadowy nook of the house, under the beds, behind the curtains, inside the closets. But there's nothing, no one. The house is as it always has been, save for the eerie silence that now fills the rooms. The voice has stopped, leaving behind an unsettling quiet that seems to swallow your own voices. You return to the living room, the television now a mere whisper in the background. You sit in silence, the taste of fear still fresh in your mouths. The night stretches on, the voice a ghostly echo in your minds. Sleep is a distant dream, the fear of the unseen keeping you firmly tethered to reality. The next morning you find yourself questioning the events of the night before. Was it real? Was it your imagination playing tricks on you? But the fear, the palpable dread that filled the house, that was real. And it leaves you with a daunting question. Who or what was the unseen visitor? An unseen visitor leaving behind nothing but whispers and a lingering sense of dread. Abandoned houses are the perfect setting for a horror story, especially when you're the unwilling protagonist. Have you ever been drawn to the mystery of an old forsaken house? You know, those quiet structures that whisper tales of the past. Their secrets hidden behind boarded windows and padlocked doors. Our next tale revolves around such a house, a relic of forgotten times, and an explorer driven by curiosity and an insatiable thirst for adventure. Imagine stepping into this house, the air heavy with dust and decay, each creaking floorboard echoing through the eerie silence. The thrill of discovery pulses through your veins as you descend into the basement. Amidst the cobwebs and the musty smell of age, you uncover fascinating relics of a bygone era. Each item, a silent testament to the lives once lived within these crumbling walls. But then, in the midst of this exploration, a sudden noise from the floor above. A soft whimper, a muffled sob, the unmistakable sound of a child crying. The sound sends a chill down your spine, your heart pounds in your chest. You're alone, aren't you? No living soul should be in this abandoned house. Yet, the crying continues, growing louder, more desperate. The thrill of discovery swiftly morphs into a primal fear. Fear of the unknown, fear of the unseen. You scramble out of the basement, the cries still echoing in your ears, the house's forgotten treasures left behind. The adventure had turned into a nightmare. In the light of day, the house stands silent once more, its secrets buried deep within. But you know the truth now. You're not the only one who visits that old house. The uninvited guests, unseen, unheard, linger in the shadows, their cries echoing through the halls. An expedition turned nightmare with uninvited guests in the shadows. Nighttime brings dreams, but sometimes it brings visitors from beyond the veil. Picture this, you're in the depths of sleep, cocooned in the comfort of your blankets. Suddenly you feel a change in the room's atmosphere. It's colder, heavier. You open your eyes and there she is, a young girl standing at the foot of your bed. Her eyes are hollow, her skin is pale, and she's dressed in an old-fashioned nightgown. She's not moving, she's not speaking, she's just standing there, staring. But there's something unsettling about her presence. Something that makes your heart pound in your chest. Your mind is racing, trying to make sense of what you're seeing. Is it a dream? A hallucination? Or something more? You blink, hoping that when you open your eyes she'll be gone. But she's still there. You can almost feel her gaze piercing through you, sending chills down your spine. You want to scream, to run, but you're frozen in fear. Then, just as suddenly as she appeared, she starts to fade away, becoming more and more transparent until she's completely gone. The room returns to its normal temperature, the heavy atmosphere lifts, but the image of the ghostly girl remains etched in your mind. You're left wondering, was it a dream? Or did you just have a close encounter with a spirit from the other side? Your friends also report hearing children laughing, a loud noise at their bedroom door. So, what's the truth? Was it a collective hallucination? Or was it a visit from a spectral child, caught between the realms of the living and the dead? A ghostly apparition, blurring the lines between dreams and reality. Fear is a universal emotion, and sharing our fears can sometimes lessen their grip on us. It's a strange comfort, isn't it? Knowing that we're not alone in our terror, that others too have felt their hearts hammering in their chests, the cold sweat trickling down their spine, the hair on their arms standing on end. From waking up to an uninvited stranger, narrowly missing a hunting mishap, to experiencing the inexplicable and the supernatural, we've delved into the abyss of our deepest fears. But remember, these are not just stories. They are moments lived, moments that have haunted people, long after they were over. And now, it's your turn. We've all had our fair share of eerie occurrences, moments that have left us trembling, wide-eyed, and breathless. Maybe it was a shadow that seemed to move on its own, a whisper in an empty room, or that chilling feeling of being watched when you're all alone. Whatever it is, we want to hear about it. Not to fuel our nightmares, but to understand that fear, as daunting as it may be, is a shared experience. It's okay to be scared. It's okay to feel your heart thump a little louder as you recount your own brush with the inexplicable, the uncanny, or the downright terrifying. So, will you dare to share your own spine-chilling tale in the comments below? Remember, in the face of fear, we're all in this together. And sometimes the best way to confront a monster is to drag it into the light. So, let's hear it. Let's bring those fears out of the shadows and share, for in doing so, we might just find a little bit of comfort, a little bit of courage, and perhaps even a little bit of closure.